everybody. Welcome back to Grid Penalty, the Formula One podcast for everyone. My name is Brent Gill. With me, as always, is Geoff Tice, and this is episode 1, season 2 of our podcast.
Wow.
The 2023 season has started, and we are so pumped. Bahrain, we are in preseason testing. We're so pumped to get into it. But first, as always, we're getting plugged.
Let's get
Geoff,
plugged.
Plug it up, baby. What you got coming up?
Nothing too crazy. You can follow me at Jeffrey Tice, GeoffReyTice on all social media. You can follow me in the streets. I don't care, man. Come say what up. I only have one show to promote. Obviously, it is March 9th at Comedy Works in Denver. I will be making my headline debut. The great Brent Gill will be there. We'll have some other friends. It's going to be super fun doing a book release party for my children's book. It'll be a good time. And let's say you are reading a children's book and you're, putting your baby to bed and you're just reading a nice book and you're like, man, this book is terrible. This book is not funny, but I do want to laugh. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put that book away. You're going to want to put your kid down. You're going to tell him, I'll be right back. And then you're going to hop in your car. You're going to drive from Cincinnati, which is where I'm guessing you're living right now, all the way to 29th and Valmont, where you're going to then scoot all the way past Vacuums R Us. Don't go to Coyote Cleaners. Definitely don't go to Cosmos Pizza. Definitely don't buy any Boulder real estate from the Tebow Group. You are going to go to the Rayback Collective at 7 p.m. in Boulder, Colorado. Get some good food, some amazing laughs. It's the best comedy show in Colorado, so check it out. 7 p.m. Rayback Collective. Brent, where can the good people find you?
Oh, buddy. Well, the good people can always find me on my Instagram at I am Brent Gill. I got my comedy special, the first link in my bio there, live from Philadelphia. Please check that out. Thank you to everybody that has. I can also be found in March. Sorry, my cable. I don't have a stand for this microphone, so it's a real fucking shit show.
You're headlining right now. You're on the stage. You're moving around.
Thursday, March 2nd, I'll be at the Rec Room in Huntington Beach. Friday, March 17th, I'll be at High Note Comedy in Denver with Jordan Rock. Please do come say hello. And I got some other shows coming up, but that's all I really want to chat about right now. Big shout out to our amazing producer, Kat Orlean at KO Recording. You can follow her. I heard her show is fantastic out in Monrovia. Hopefully some of you got to get out there and check her out. And big shout out to our amazing video editor, Jan at Points and Williams.
Shout out, Jan.
Yeah, dude. She's fucking killing it. I'm so excited for these videos. You can check us out on our YouTube channel at Grid Penalty F1 or on our Instagram at Grid Penalty F1. So thank you, Jan, for putting out those great videos. We love you for that. Quick catch up.
Brent, you look sun-kissed. You look sun-kissed. You look gorgeous. I'm looking at your face and I'm like, you had yourself a weekend. I did one show at an Elks Lodge, which I know we've done them together, but Elks Lodge are a very specific type of stand-up comedy show. And you don't even really need to know the details other than it was stand-up comedy at an Elks Lodge. And that was the highlight and the low light. It was everything. It hit my whole week, top to bottom. The whole spectrum of emotions was at that show. But you look great.
What town were you in?
I was in Longmont. I was at the Longmont Elks.
I didn't know they had an Elks Lodge up there.
It's pretty large. It's been going on since 1906. I know all the details. I basically am a member.
They indoctrinate you when you go in there.
It was pretty
part
close.
of the rules.
This guy looks like he's got his shit together and likes to get absolutely hammered. Come on over to the Elks, bud. So yeah, it was great. But you look great. How was your weekend? Are you doing okay? You hanging in there?
It's been a long weekend, Geoff.
Yeah.
I So I'm down in Palm Springs right now. For those of you who do watch us online and you're just constantly baffled as to why I always have some sort of a different background,
You're
it's
on the
because
go.
my life is crazy and Jeff is very he manages his chaos way better.
Domestic. I'm a little bit more
Yes.
domestic. That's
A
all.
little domesticated.
Yeah.
I am so I'm doing a golf weekend in Palm Springs, right? So we're in Palm Springs, and we were 4 days of golf in a row. And then I decided I'm going to hang out with another buddy who's different from this group for a 5th day. So tomorrow I'm going to play holes 73 through 90. I'm going to play 90 holes of golf in 5 days.
Dude.
And if you remember our previous podcast, my back's been fucked up for a couple of weeks. So
Classic sport, though, doesn't really affect much of your back, range of motion. It's all good. It's all good.
It's so dumb, dude. I mean, I love it. I'm having a good time. Today was like the first day that and this is day 4, that I really kind of like was showing my body's tiredness. I just couldn't pull it together. Yeah.
You were
about
doing
10
your
holes.
version of testing. You were doing 160 laps. You're out here, just your neck is obliterated. Your back is getting blown up. You're out here testing. You're covered in Flow-Viz. You got the green slime all over you for no reason. You look great.
I got these splits on my fucking fingers for no reason because it's dry and like half the days it's been like legit rain.
Oh,
and then the other half like gorgeous today. The first day on Thursday, we had to drive to Borrego Springs, which we had to go through like a 3,600 foot high mountain pass.
Oh.
Legit blizzard.
Oh no.
Legit blizzard.
Weird.
I have photos of us in like perfectly blue skies, gorgeous green fairways, and then snow on the mountains.
So weird.
It's absolutely insane. But here's what was weird though is so yesterday we go Friday I went to Chiba Hut.
Oh yeah. In
To
Riverside.
do my show in Chiba Hut in Riverside, which was super fun.
Nice.
Shout out to everybody that came out to that. But I didn't leave Riverside until like 1 o'clock.
Oh,
so
how come, Brent?
Shut up.
Yeah, keep moving. Yeah, we'll keep.
You know how inappropriate I make these podcasts. So let's not encourage me.
Yeah.
So then I get home. I don't get to bed till 3 o'clock. We got to get up at 6:15, 6:30 to leave for our tea time. So super exhausted. And then yesterday, which is when I was exhausted, everyone wants to go to the casino.
Oh
And
no.
start gambling. And I was like, okay. So I eat a bunch of mushrooms.
Yep.
I eat a bunch of Adderall because I'm prescribed both.
Yep.
And the
Doctor's orders.
here's my question, Jeff. Do you like gambling?
Yes, unfortunately,
Do you?
I love it. Yeah, that's
Really?
the one thing that it doesn't add up with what most people know about me. I love craps. I love playing craps so much.
Craps is fun. We were playing that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a team game and everyone wins together, everyone loses together, unless someone's playing the don't pass line, which is always funny. It is a funny thing to do. Like it is funny to watch someone be like, I hope you guys lose. Like that's hilarious. But I love craps. I don't really play anything else other than craps. Like blackjack doesn't really do it for me. It's fun, fine, but I'm not like a just grind it out, sit at the table poker guy. I don't do any of that. I like playing craps and that's it. But if I'm playing, I'm playing. I love it so much. It's awesome.
So craps makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, not as in like I've spent a lot of time at craps tables in my life, so I understand the game. And I love the little ins and outs and intricacies, and like, you know, if you yell yo or like an 11 on the first roll, then everyone wins, and it's just fun little moments like that. But for the most part, I stick to the craps tables. I don't do anything else outside that.
So craps is fun when people are explaining it for you. Like you got to go with your friends if you don't know what you're doing, because otherwise it's just like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what do you guys want me to do?
Yeah.
Would you tell me what to do?
Yeah, and that's how I learned. And also at every craps table across America, across the world, there's always a guy explaining it to other people who don't want to hear it explained to them. There's always the craps guy who's like, here's what you got to do. Everyone's like, I need you to shut the hell up. please. But there is like the guy who's like, oh, I'm the coach, because it is a confusing game at first.
It so is.
Yeah.
Also, in California, you're not allowed to lose by a dice.
Oh, really?
Or a die.
Wait.
So what happens
they
is
punch you?
so what happens is you throw the dice, and there's 6 cards, ace through 6 on the table, and it's like the same suit, and they'll put them on there. So then each die corresponds to the cards.
Fascinating.
Which is dumb because like everyone's like, wait.
Huh?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It was very confusing.
It's on TV delay.
Yeah, but
Weird.
I go to a lot of casinos. Like I don't it's not like a problem, but I never win.
Yeah. No one.
And
ever does.
I don't have that gene in my brain. I can't I have derived zero pleasure from risking my money that way.
Right.
You're talking to a guy that'll have a $300 dinner, no problem.
Yeah.
But I may lose $200 playing card. There's no joy in that.
I totally agree with you and feel you on this one for sure. Because especially, we've talked about this before, $1 in comedy money feels like 500 in like regular world money. Like the amount of work and effort and like weird grind that we've had to put in to make any money in stand-up, that feels like you're throwing away thousands of dollars and it's just like a $5 bill because it's so hard to finally get to that level. So I totally feel that. And I have that same response where I'm like, man, this isn't, and that's the other part, like with roulette, it is truly just like, I don't know, man, let's just see what happens. Like it's the ultimate, like, there's no feeling to the winning or losing for me. Same with blackjack. Blackjack has the mechanics of it where it's like, I followed the rules and I still didn't win. That drives me nuts. Like, because of like how strict you should be, whatever. Craps is a little like, honestly, it's just, I'm having fun with my friends, and that's enough to get me over that hump of like, I'm probably gonna, but I say I like gambling. I'm also like, if I give myself a pretty strict budget, and then if I win, I like squirrel it into my pocket. I put it away. Yeah. And so I still am like kind of a bummer to gamble with because that's not very fun.
I think that's just the smartest way to do it. Like you put what you started with up, and then you're playing with house money.
That's it.
Which is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking about it, and like, man, honestly, the amount of pleasure that like I get out of drugs, cars, food, women, dates, like at least there's a payoff at the end.
Yep,
golf
totally.
is another dumb waste of money.
No.
But at least I get to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I don't want to lose a round of golf in Palm Springs because I wanted to hit on a 12.
That's it. Yeah. Because it's 1 a.m. My friends are calling me a bitch. You're like, all right.
The book says hit.
Yeah. Okay. I guess this is what we're doing. Yeah, dude. I'm right there with you. And so
it sucks.
Yeah. I'm glad that, and you haven't lost any money, right? You're staying away from.
I only lost about 50, but they don't. No free drinks.
Oh, then don't.
So I lost a lot of money if you count the drinks.
You gotta have the free casino drinks, the watered down White Russians.
Dude, I was so mad. It was brutal. But
damn.
But I have wanted to gamble. Like I would gamble on Formula One. Like I would do Formula One fantasy and stuff like that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I wish they had like a Formula One fantasy for testing to see who would come out on top. It would be pretty easy, to know Red Bull. But like if you could call like the midfield, that would be. I mean, like I would have had no idea that Zhou Guan Yu would have had one of the fastest laps.
Yeah. Dude,
it was insane.
Shocking. The whole testing setup to me, and we talked about this before we started, but. I treated testing like a 3-day podcast. It was just on in the background. You check in here and there, but you're just listening to Sam Collins, Crofty, all those guys just talk about who's looking good, what's happening, all the little details. It's the best. It was such a fun weekend. It was so like, I also saw a guy like, it was a tweet about how can we make, and it was so F1 and like the new world of F1 that we're moving into, where everything needs to be a spectacle, like sprint races, and everything needs to be they were like, how do we make testing more viewer friendly? And I was like, that's not what they're doing at all.
No one who just kind of likes Formula One is watching testing.
Not at all.
Like, I'm sorry.
No.
It's hard enough to get them to wake up at 6 to watch the race.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw someone pitch sprint testing. They were like joking. They're like, will that do it? Like, will that get you into it? It's like, no, the excitement and the potential and the teams going up and teams clearly falling down. R.I.P. to my team. That's the exciting. Yeah, truly, they're just dancing backwards. The the Chrome logo is pulling them backwards.
It's too much paint.
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy.
So yeah, like that's the exciting part of testing is watching these teams and the potential and the excitement of what's going to happen next week and what people show up with. So
yeah,
I don't
know. It to me was it almost felt like an exercise in stretching, like in terms of like how can we spin this super boring. It's like watching soccer practice.
Yeah.
Is what like if that wasn't boring enough, now we're just practicing.
Yeah. Training.
But, however, like just like for me it's like, well, just watch and see what happens, and they have to talk the entire time. It is a stretch for them, which it almost seems like it's practice reps for them too. They're like, okay, let's make sure that we get our red flag jibber jabber ready to go for when we're trying to kill time when we have 48 minutes of a red flag.
Dial in the names. I think another thing that is really interesting or like probably helpful for them is they learn all the new cars and the liveries, and they can pick out who's who and what car is what. And so when it's like, lights out and away we go, he's not like, I don't know what any of these cars are.
Look, that one car's up front. There's a couple cars behind him. Yeah. There's 3 that just hit each other.
Yeah. Where's Latifi? I thought he was around here somewhere. Like, nope.
I thought Latifi and Mazepin were out.
Yeah, what is going on? So I think, it's exactly that. It's like the exercise in, this is a dark example, but during the NFL game when Damar Hamlin like had that big issue and passed out, and they went back to the ESPN studio, and it was kind of this vibe where they're just like, we don't know what to talk about anymore, and we don't know what to do. We don't have our production notes, and we're just going to talk about stuff.
Let's bring in guests that don't matter.
Yeah.
Who else doesn't know what's going on?
Who else can we figure out? So that's what I love about testing, is because it is that like, it's way more informal. The commentary is that's kind of fun. You do hear a lot of like fun little tidbits. They were doing like a Crofty, and Brundle and Crofty were doing impressions of each other, like you just off the rails. And so it's fun. But I'm pumped. I'm pumped that like, I don't know, man, some of the teams looked really good. Some of the teams looked really bad. Yeah. By far and away, teams that we don't even really need to talk about. Red Bull just looked so good. They showed up with like, again, the car looks amazing. It looks stable. Yeah. They had really no major issues. I think they're just going to obliterate people for at least a few weeks into the season before these major upgrades. A lot of teams showed up and were like, hey, we have upgrades coming. We're testing certain scenarios for those upgrades. We'll see how that pans out in a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months. Like some teams were saying like in 2 months, that's our mark for the start of our car, which is crazy. Yeah. That's kind of where we're at. So yeah, Red Bull looked good. And then it was just kind of this, into Ferrari looked good, had some issues. Yeah. Mercedes looked good, had some issues.
Yeah.
But overall, those I think are going to be the top 3. And then this weird one, super exciting. Dude, Aston Martin.
Aston Martin's looking great, especially with Felipe at the helm.
Yeah.
Which is going to be rough for sweet baby Lance. Yeah. Even though Daddy owns that's got to be hard for Felipe to know that he's doing well. Yeah. And then know that he doesn't have a chance.
Not a chance.
It's him against Fernando.
Yep.
Because Stroll's not getting cut.
No, he's going to have to, he's going to hit him on his bike again. He's like, Felipe's going to be breaking his wrists. That's the other part is like Lance.
What happened, by the way? What was he doing?
He was cycling, which again, it goes back to like, how do they let these drivers do shit like this?
Right.
Which is not even, cycling is not even crazy. Like, obviously.
Well, I mean, we saw our president. It's more of an extreme sport than you think, Jeff.
Yeah, especially with the clip-ins. With the clip-ins, it's at a stoplight can get a little sketchy. Yeah, so he apparently there's been some gray area, some reporting. No one really knows exactly what his injuries are, but I've heard everything from just like kind of banged up to like both wrists are broken, which I don't think it's that far, but it is potentially, and it looks like he's not going to be racing in the first race in Bahrain. So to 2 to 3 week, maybe 4 week recovery, it's a pretty serious thing. Maybe some fractures, I don't know. But daddy's money can't buy you new wrists, fast enough. You got to heal.
Yeah, right.
Felipe will be in there. It's exciting. I'm rooting for him.
And look, maybe I started off making it sound like I hate I'm testing here. I don't. No. It's very fun to watch. Like this is where we get that initial excitement. Yeah. This is where we get that we're like, oh, I didn't see them coming. Like I think Alpine it was doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Williams.
Hey.
They're driving like they don't have a 2026 season because they may not have a 2026 season.
Yeah, they unfortunately are like they'll be at the bottom, and you don't
think they have any chance of being like better than 7th?
I don't think so. No, I think one huge bright spot, Logan Sargent. He looked great in that car, and so I think with like the more advanced analytics of what's going on with Williams, they just are so slow comparatively to most of the midfield. I think they're going to be fighting at the bottom. Hopefully, they can get some upgrades and it works out nicely. But I don't think so. But a positive note is Logan Sargent looked great. He was very reliable, didn't make a lot of mistakes, just like I think he put in over 150 laps in that car.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, dude, just getting that neck destroyed. He's you golfing. You and him are marathon this weekend. But
you got to do it.
Truly. So I hope Williams puts it together, and I hope they can fight and start moving up a little bit because they deserve it. It's just who knows, but like you said, Alpine looked great, and they're obviously super exciting this year with Pierre and Esteban, but they also were so French about it, and it bothered me. Because their car looked so good. Like, the car looked really good, very reliable, seemingly. And then they also went through their testing protocol. They didn't even touch their C4 or C5 compounds, which is kind of weird. They didn't even put those on the car. And then they didn't do some like really standard practice runs. Like, I don't think they did a full like low fuel quali run, which would like simulate exactly what you would do in Q3. And then they didn't simulate another pretty big part of the race. I don't even remember what it was, but essentially they were like, we got this. It's all good. Everyone just relax. And then the attitude is also that, like, all the interviews, all the crew, everyone is just like, they are about to start smoking cigarettes in the garage. It looks like everyone's that relaxed at Alpine right now. They're so close to busting out the croissants and the wine. Like, it's,
oh man,
I don't know. It's a wild attitude. And I hope it means that their car is good. They also said they're bringing more upgrades immediately. So hopefully that then just takes them to the next level. Maybe that's why they had that attitude. They're like, we're just going through the steps with this car, and then we're going to do upgrades, and then we'll start our season. I don't know, dude. It was wild.
I mean, Alpine isn't even in, like, God damn, where is their first one? Pierre Gasly, 17th?
Yeah, but those are just like the, I guess
their fastest lap
times. Yeah.
Right.
So I think overall people are super excited about that car. I am excited about that car because I want Alpine to be good this year. It bothers me.
You just like the way it looks.
I do like the way it looks. I do like Pierre a lot. I like Ocon. I just don't. It bums me out that McLaren's just going to not be anywhere near them. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Last year they were fighting so hard for it, and for fourth, and then McLaren's going to be racing in F2 this year. Bums me out.
Oh, man. Poor Zach Brown. That's such a bummer for him.
Yeah. It's not
good. I thought there were some real standout drivers.
Yeah.
Like I said early, Zhou Guanyu did not see that. Didn't see the Alfa Romeo car being that fast at all.
They look great.
They look awesome. I mean, I mean, maybe Ferrari finally gave them the actual motor they were supposed to.
Yeah. Oh, also a fun little side note about Ferrari. A headline came out this week that they they have put the head of strategy from last year in a factory role, which all that's basically like
It's like being demoted to a parking attendant or a traffic officer.
yeah, like desk duty after you did something terrible on the force. Like that's totally the vibe. Totally the vibe.
Yeah.
So
Oh God.
yeah, that cracked me up. And then but Alfa Romeo, they look good. Valtteri looks like
really
he's in a good spot. His helmet is hilarious. He had like the full skin, fleshy blonde.
Dude, I saw it and I swear to God, I was like, "Is that a penis? Is this a meme that like someone's trolling out?"
Yeah.
No, it's just a T. Cromwell joint.
It's so
just
good.
another Tiff Crom joint.
Yeah, just a classic Tiff Crom vehicle. It was wild, and so I don't know, man. It was fun.
What do you think has set up Aston so much better?
Money, dude.
You think so?
No, I don't know. Well, actually, I think here's my theory. Is what I think it is that they have had more time to copy Red Bull. Honestly, I think that's what it is.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think they've had more time to figure out what Red Bull's doing and then incorporate that into their car. I don't think the Tracing Point spirit is lost in the new racing green, in the new philosophy and the design of this car.
That's what Fernando was like. I think they've got good things coming.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, just look how good Red Bull is. I think we got good things.
That's it. I honestly, I guarantee they sat him down and they go, "Hey, listen, we will build you a Red Bull 2.0. Like, we'll just build their car. That'll be enough." And I'm sure he's like, I'm a good enough driver, which he is, to take a bootleg version into a podium spot.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah.
How do you think they're Mercedes motors, aren't they?
No, Aston is.
Are they customer motors?
No, people are screaming at the top of their lungs right now.
Sorry, everybody.
No, they. I think they are. Aston Martin F1. I don't know why. It should be Mercedes.
I think it is Mercedes.
Yeah, I think
because the only power because it's Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda, and Renault.
Yep. You're right. Yep, it's Mercedes power units. Yep.
Okay,
you're correct.
You're welcome, everybody.
Hey, the beacon of knowledge that is grid penalty. We know our shit, but it is that is.
But I mean, I wonder if they're gonna pull it off. I mean, I think it'd be so cool to see Fernando, just giving a couple more swings at it. Yeah. I would hate it though if it's just Verstappen at the top, Carlos and Charles, and then Fernando and Lewis all getting overshadowed by George.
Yeah.
Just quit being so crumpety.
Yeah.
I just want Lou Dog to have one more.
Yeah. I think he'll. I don't know. I don't
think he will. I don't think this is a season.
I don't think so either. Unless Mercedes shows up with something absurd.
Sandbagging.
Yeah, exactly. Like, which even last year, everyone's like, they're sandbagging, right? And then they weren't.
Sure weren't.
So I don't think they're sandbagging in any way. We'll see how it goes. But man, I feel for Mercedes. I don't feel for Mercedes, but I do. I'm like, I want them to be fighting a little harder, and it just wasn't as exciting, and they didn't seem as elite as they have in obviously like the hybrid era, but hopefully they figure it out. I was talking to my buddy Kevin. I was like, do you think they'll show up with just Red Bull side pods next week? Do you think they finally just gave in? And he's like, no, I don't think they would allow themselves to do that. And also like the foundational philosophy design of that car, I don't know if they can just slap on side pods now.
I would agree.
Like, I don't know if that's so.
It's just evolved to. It's like it's come from the belly of a demon, and it's like like they're just trying to work it to make like this is what we have, and we have to keep honing it.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I'm really I just don't think they're gonna pull it out.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I just don't, and I think George has a possibility. I just don't understand how fucking Red Bull's so goddamn fast. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lewis can leave anywhere because like he has nowhere else to go that's going to bend over backwards to give him a car that he needs. Turns out Ferrari just needed an extra $300 million to spend, and they'd be fine.
They're going to be good. They look good.
That's all they needed.
Yeah. Just a little injection. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. I hope they're good. And then, just lastly on testing, I love McLaren, but they look bad. They just looked like they were struggling. Piastri looks good in the car, a little shaky here and there, like a spin out, but they're pushing. But I don't know, I'm just sad. I'm just sad for how bad they look. I hope they throw some amazing upgrades together and they can fight up the midfield. But right now, I think they're going to sit a little bit lower, fight for that probably 7 or 8 spot. Like in a.
Damn, you think it's going to be that low, really?
I think so. It seems pretty bleak, and maybe I'm just being too cynical and sad about it. But I don't know. I hope my heart wants them to climb the grid a little bit more.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who knows?
Any other standouts? Like, I know for me, my standout, which I was excited because last week we talked about this, Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah.
He was having a good run. I mean, AlphaTauri looked pretty decent.
Yeah.
He's the senior driver now.
Yeah.
Sweet baby Ukes is the senior driver.
He's growing up, metaphorically.
Yes.
Totally. I think Pierre leaving is a great thing for that team. Obviously losing a huge talent, but hopefully that then puts Yuki in a position to be the leader, transition out of that, kind of younger brother role, yelling, freaking out. Like, I hope he still does that, but hopefully he kind of transitions into a more mature role in the team, which I think he has to. And hopefully that has started here in testing already and should be good. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for next week. It's going to be the best. I'm pumped.
What are your predictions? What do you think? Who's gonna like? Where are they gonna place? And who's gonna be our Mazzy?
Ooh, I think I was gonna be like, there's gonna be a missile that lands next to the track since we're in the Middle East, but that's more Saudi, less Bahrain. But
come on, this was last year. We're moving forward to this year. Now it's a heat seeker.
Yeah.
now it's a kamikaze pilot.
Yeah, now they're actually gonna hit what they're going for. I think it's pretty straightforward. I think it's gonna be Red Bull, Ferrari, Merc at the top. My hope is Aston can fight with Merc, just because then we get Fernando and Lewis fights.
Going at
so
it.
I hope that happens. And then right into Alpine, Alpha, and AlphaTauri, Haas peeking up in there hopefully. And then the bottom, I just see McLaren and Williams. I hope McLaren peaks up over AlphaTauri and Haas, but according to testing, I just don't know if that's going to happen.
What if Williams outdoes McLaren?
I know.
How mad are you going to be? Are you going to pull out all of your luscious hair?
Yeah, but it's going to be. We're getting real plugs. We're going full plugged. Yeah.
Just give them to me. I'll install them in mine.
It'll be depressing. But it's fine.
So I think the top three are the same. I think it's going to be for Ferrari. In no particular order, Red Bull, Ferrari, Merc.
Yeah.
In that order, actually. And then I personally kind of think I think Aston is going to be a little bit higher than Alpine.
Yep.
And I think that Alfa Romeo may give, because I'm leaning this on Alpine's such a nonchalant approach, like, nah, we're good. And I'm like, all right, well then these people that took 300 more laps than you are going to be, they're gonna upstage you.
Yeah.
So I think I hope Alpha comes up with a pretty good one.
Yeah.
For Zhou Guanyu's sake, because I'm just so excited for that guy to come out and start dominating.
I want him to crush. So that's great. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Next week, Bahrain, our first race of the season. I'm so fucking pumped for this. So I hope y'all are pumped. Happy Monday, as always. We are so excited to bring you season 2 of the Grid Penalty Formula One podcast. Yeah. Shout out to Geoff Tice. Follow him at GeoffRayTice. You can follow me at I am Brent Gill. Our amazing producer, Kat Orlean, at KO Recording. Jan, our amazing video editor, at Points in a Williams, which could be possible with how good McLaren's looking. Who knows? So, thank you, everybody. I love y'all. We'll see you next week in Bahrain, y'all. We'll see you then.